It was supposed to be a normal night in Vegas. Neon lights flickering like electric stars, the crowd at the Apex Dome swaying like a single organism, sweat-slicked bodies chanting, "Doja! Doja! Doja!" as the bass dropped and lasers cut through the smoke-thick air. But then, in a heartbeat that seemed to stretch across dimensions, Doja Cat reached for the mic mid-verse, eyes rolling back as if seeing something far beyond the physical plane, and vanished in a crackle of violet light, leaving only a faint scent of ozone and collective silence so absolute you could hear every gasping breath of the thousands watching. Shock turned to hysteria, phones whipped into the air like weapons of truth, live streams flooded the net, theories ignited like wildfire, kidnapping? Alien abduction? Government psyop. While backstage, her creative director Indigo Ray collapsed to her knees, mascara streaking down her face as she whispered, "She told me this might happen," through trembling lips, only to clamp her mouth shut as if she'd already said too much. And so began the 72 hours that changed everything, with fans camping outside the dome in vigil, news anchors stammering through updates with dazed disbelief, and a strange silence descending across the entertainment world like the eye of a hurricane waiting to spin. Then came the moment. At exactly 11:11 p.m., 3 nights later, the skies above Nevada lit up as a blazing meteor tore across the heavens, glowing not with fire but with pulsing, kaleidoscopic rhythm, and atop it, striking a pose as if performing for the cosmos itself, rode Doja Cat in a crystalline bodysuit that shimmered like starlight, her hair floating as if underwater, a serene smile on her face as though she'd just returned from a place where language didn't exist and time danced sideways. And watching from the edge of the desert was Leon Vega, a conspiracy podcaster turned accidental prophet whose fringe theories suddenly became terrifyingly real, and Indigo Ray, her faith unshaken, holding a notebook scrawled with symbols that matched those now glowing along Doja's arms like tattoos made of sound. What they were witnessing wasn't a comeback, it was a reckoning, a transformation, a beginning of something utterly beyond comprehension, and while the world scrambled to understand, those closest to her knew one thing for certain. Doja had seen the other side, and whatever followed next would redefine everything. But for now the night pulsed with a strange, impossible magic, and the story had only just begun. As the initial frenzy faded into a tense, simmering curiosity, Indigo Ray and Leon Vega found themselves at a crossroads, the world watching with bated breath as Doja Cat's meteor ride became the stuff of cosmic legend. And yet beneath the dazzling spectacle lay a gnawing uncertainty that clawed at their resolve. They knew that to unravel the enigma of Doja's vanishing and celestial return, they had to step beyond the glitz and conspiracy into realms both metaphorical and literal. So Indigo, clutching her notebook of cryptic symbols, spearheaded a clandestine investigation into ancient star charts and esoteric frequencies that might explain the strange markings now glowing on Doja's skin, markings that pulsed in sync with the beats of her latest unreleased tracks, while Leon dug into the underground networks of fringe scientists, quantum physicists, and mystics who hinted at interdimensional gateways hidden in plain sight, all the while grappling with his own demons of credibility and fear that this was more than just a story but a collision of realities threatening to unravel his very sanity. Their quest led them to the neon-lit underbelly of Vegas, where shadowy figures, some allies cloaked in enigmatic motives, others predators seeking to exploit the cosmic event, circled like vultures, and they soon encountered Mira, a cryptic hacker with a voice like velvet and a past as tangled as the web she spun, who claimed she had intercepted transmissions from the meteor itself, communications from a consciousness beyond human comprehension. The emotional stakes escalated as Indigo wrestled with guilt over her failure to protect Doja during the disappearance, questioning whether the transformation had been a blessing or a curse, while Leon's skepticism warred with a burgeoning belief that the world was far stranger than he'd ever dared imagine. Their partnership strained yet strengthened by these inner conflicts. Physical challenges compounded as strange phenomena followed them, glitches in reality where time stuttered, eerie whispers riding the desert winds, and inexplicable power surges that threatened to erase memories or warp perceptions, forcing them to rethink every assumption, every strategy, with danger lurking not just from external forces but from the unknown depths within themselves and the mystery they pursued. As the line between ally and adversary blurred, and the shadows lengthened across the cosmic horizon, each new discovery only deepened the labyrinth of questions, and the ticking clock of an impending event none fully understood pressed relentlessly onward, the journey ahead cloaked in peril and promise. And in the midst of this swirling chaos, one truth burned brighter than all: Doja Cat was no longer just a superstar, but the epicenter of a cosmic enigma that could either illuminate the path forward or plunge the world into unfathomable darkness. As the horizon blazed with the faint, ominous glow of an approaching cosmic storm, Indigo Ray, Leon Vega, and the enigmatic Mira found themselves gathered beneath the swirling Nevada skies, the air thick with charged anticipation and a silence so profound it seemed to hum with the weight of destiny itself, every heartbeat syncing with the distant pulsing rhythm emanating from Doja Cat. Now fully awakened as a conduit of interstellar energy, her glowing tattoos casting ethereal patterns upon the desert floor, as they prepared for the final confrontation. Against the shadowy entity known only as the Eclipse Sovereign, a malevolent force born from the void between dimensions whose hunger for chaos threatened to sever the fragile threads binding reality. This adversary, cloaked in shifting darkness and fueled by the collective fears and doubts of humanity, harbored a critical vulnerability, a paradoxical dependence on the very frequencies and cosmic harmonies that Doja now embodied, a crack in the Sovereign's armor that could be exploited but only if the trio could synchronize their disparate talents and channel the celestial energies with unerring precision. Physically, they assembled an arsenal of ancient relics fused with cutting-edge technology, crystal amplifiers capable of tuning into the Meteor's enigmatic signals, sonic disruptors designed to destabilize the Sovereign's spectral form, and a network of encrypted channels for coordinating their movements across the shifting landscape of realities. And emotionally, they steeled themselves, sharing candid moments of doubt and resolve beneath the flickering stars. Indigo's steady calm grounding Leon's tempestuous skepticism, while Myra's cryptic insights bridged the unknown, each grappling with their own fears of failure and the overwhelming responsibility resting on their shoulders. The strategy hinged on a daring gambit: to lure the Eclipse Sovereign into a trap woven from the very fabric of sound and light that Doja's transformation had unlocked, a cosmic symphony capable of disrupting the entity's dominion but requiring perfect harmony and absolute trust among them. Any misstep could spell annihilation not just for themselves but for the entire multiverse. In the hushed moments before the storm broke, they made final, heart-wrenching decisions. Who would face the Sovereign directly, risking being consumed by its darkness, and who would protect Doja and maintain the delicate energy flow that was their lifeline. The tension was a living thing, coiling tighter with every passing second, as they stood poised on the edge of an abyss, knowing that the choices they made in this crucible would echo across time and space, the calm before the tempest crackling with the promise of either salvation or ruin, the fate of all existence hanging by a thread woven from courage, sacrifice, and an unyielding spark of hope. The air cracked and shimmered as the Eclipse Sovereign descended like a living shadow, its form twisting and undulating, hunger and rage radiating in waves that threatened to unravel the very fabric of the desert beneath them. And in that cataclysmic instant, Indigo Ray, Leon Vega, Mira, and Doja Cat, now a radiant nexus of cosmic energy, steeled themselves for the battle that was more than physical, a clash of wills. Light against darkness, hope against oblivion. Every note of the symphony they conjured echoed through the void, sonic pulses and crystalline light weaving an intricate web designed to ensnare the Sovereign's malevolence. But the cost was immense. Indigo's connection to the relics drained her life force with each harmonic crescendo. Myra's mind teetered on the brink of fracturing as she hacked into the very essence of reality, and Leon faced the shattering of his skepticism into raw, unfiltered belief as he fought to keep their plan anchored in the chaos. The emotional storm raging within each was a crucible of fear, determination, and sacrifice. And the defining moment came when Doja, sensing a rupture in the Sovereign's armor, plunged into the heart of the entity's shadowy core, risking being consumed by the darkness to ignite a supernova of energy that shattered the void and sent ripples of luminous rebirth across the cosmos. her sacrifice momentarily blinding and nearly fatal, but it was the catalyst that turned despair into triumph, unraveling the sovereign's grip and allowing the others to seal it away in a prison of sound and light forged from their collective strength and unbreakable trust. As the dust settled, the world was forever altered. Doja emerged, transformed not just as a star but as a guardian of interdimensional harmony, her journey etched into the cosmic tapestry as a beacon of hope, while Indigo, Leon, and Mira bore scars both visible and unseen, their lives intertwined in a bond forged by survival and the weight of secrets only they understood. The consequences were profound. An era dawned where humanity's understanding of reality expanded beyond the mundane shadows, retreated from the edges of perception, and the echoes of their victory resonated through time, inspiring new generations to believe in the impossible. Reflecting on their odyssey, the characters recognized that what began as a vanishing act had become a symphony of courage and sacrifice, forever changing who they were and what they stood for in a universe brimming with mystery and infinite possibility. And as the stars twinkled in silent applause, remember to subscribe for more journeys beyond the veil, because in the dance of light and shadow, the adventure never truly ends, it only evolves.